Did you know you can shave $60 off your Tennessee wedding expenses before you even walk down the aisle? Well, you absolutely can. Welcome to This Explainer, where I'm going to be your guide through the entire bureaucratic journey of getting a Tennessee marriage license. Look, whether you're planning a massive, spectacular event right in downtown Nashville, or maybe a quiet, intimate destination elopement tucked away in the Smoky Mountains, we're going to make sure your paperwork is perfectly in order so you can just focus on the celebration.
Okay, so about that $60 in savings. That actually comes from taking a simple 4-hour premarital class. It is literally a financial reward from the state just for preparing for your future together. And honestly, it gets better, because Tennessee makes the rest of the application process incredibly straightforward. There are absolutely zero waiting periods to marry once your license is in your hand, and, get this, the state requires 0 blood tests.
So to get you to the altar without a legal hitch, here is our roadmap for today. 1. Introduction to marriage licenses. 2. Eligibility and required documents. 3. Where to apply. 4. Fees, process, and timelines. 5. Special circumstances and mistakes. And we'll wrap it up with 6. A final checklist and legal disclaimer.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1. Introduction to marriage licenses. Understanding the basics.
It is incredibly easy to confuse these two terms, especially if you're new to all this, but they are entirely different legal instruments. Think of a marriage license as your permission slip. It's the legal authorization to marry, and it's issued by the county clerk before your ceremony. A marriage certificate, on the other hand, is the official proof of your marriage. That's the document that is recorded and handed over to you after the ceremony has taken place. Simply put, the license gives you the green light to have the wedding, while the certificate is what you use later to prove to places like the DMV or the Social Security office that the wedding actually happened.
Moving right along to Section 2, Eligibility and Required Documents. What you need.
So who can legally get married here? Well, Tennessee has established some pretty strict age limitations. Anyone who is 18 and older, you're good to go. You can apply for a license without any parental consent whatsoever. But if you are 17 years old, you can only apply with sworn parental or guardian consent. And you'll definitely want to take note of this crucial detail from recent legislation. Marriage for anyone under the age of 17 is strictly prohibited in Tennessee under any circumstances. Actually, the state no longer allows judges to issue waivers for applicants younger than 17.
Now, when you finally arrive at the clerk's office, you've got to come prepared with the right ID. You're going to need a valid government photo ID, so a driver's license, passport, or a state ID will do, along with proof of your social security number. If you are a non-U.S. citizen, you'll need to present a valid passport along with an American visa or a resident alien card. And here is a fun little localized quirk. If you're under 21 and applying in certain jurisdictions, like Knox County, you're actually required to bring a certified birth certificate along too. Oh, and this is absolutely critical. Both partners must physically appear at the clerk's office together to sign the application. There is absolutely no proxy marriage option in Tennessee.
All right, Section 3. Where to apply, locations and preparation.
The modern application process is basically a two-step dance. Step 1, pre-apply online. A lot of counties, like Sevier, Davidson, and Wilson, actually let you fill out the application on their website up to 30 days in advance. Honestly, do this. It lets you skip the tedious data entry at the clerk's window, especially for those random questions like where your parents were born or the exact date of a prior divorce. Then there's Step 2, appear together in person. Even if you pre-apply online, you both still have to visit one of the 95 county clerk offices in person. You've got to show your IDs, swear all your information is correct, and officially sign the book.
Let's dive into Section 4, Fees, Process, and Timelines, the Costs and Deadlines. Base fees for a marriage license are going to vary just a little bit depending on exactly which county you choose. For instance, the standard fee in Davidson County is $99.50. Down in Knox County, it's $97.50. And for a resident up in Sevier County, it's $101. But remember that premarital prep course we talked about? Presenting a valid certificate from an approved 4-hour course knocks a flat $60 off your total right on the spot, bringing those fees all the way down to around $40. It literally pays to prepare.
But to actually get that discount, you can't just walk up and casually tell the clerk you finished a course. Your course instructor, whether that's a licensed clinical social worker, a psychological examiner, a religious representative, or an approved online provider, has to fill out an exact state-approved certificate of completion form. And you have to present a physically signed and notarized copy to the clerk. A printed PDF or showing them an email on your phone, yeah, that simply will not be accepted. Now, once you pay the fee and the clerk hands you that physical license, the clock starts ticking immediately. You really need to time this perfectly because once they issue it, you have a very strict 30-day window to hold your ceremony. If day 31 rolls around and you haven't tied the knot, well, that license becomes completely void and you're going to have to start the whole process over and pay the fee all over again.
On to Section 5, Special Circumstances and Mistakes, Nuances to Know.
Let's run through a few common what-if scenarios. First, out-of-state couples can legally get married anywhere in Tennessee with absolutely zero residency requirements. In fact, if you're planning a destination elopement in Sevier County, which is where Gatlinburg is, the fee for non-residents is just $41. Second, if you've been married before, you have to provide a certified divorce decree or a death certificate to prove that the prior marriage has legally ended. Third, and this is a big one, pay close attention to who is marrying you. Your officiant must be authorized under Tennessee code. You've got to be careful here because those instant click-of-a-button online ordinations have faced some serious legal challenges in Tennessee. The law basically requires your officiant's ordination to come from a considered, deliberate, and responsible act. And finally, the absolute biggest post-wedding mistake, returning the license. Your officiant literally must return the signed license to the issuing clerk within 3 days after the ceremony, or your marriage won't be officially recorded.
Wrapping things up with Section 6, Final Checklist and Legal Disclaimer, Ready to Marry.
You might want to grab a screenshot right now, because having this exact checklist ready is going to transform your visit to the county clerk from a bureaucratic nightmare into a total breeze. Make sure both your IDs are unexpired, have those prior marriage documents printed out and ready, get that course certificate notarized and in your hand. Double-check how you're going to pay. Some counties actually prohibit personal checks and add pretty hefty surcharges for cards, so honestly, cash is usually your safest bet. And lastly, make sure your legally authorized officiant is booked and ready to go within that 30-day window.
Just a quick heads up before we go, legal processes and county-specific rules can and do occasionally shift. You should always double-check current laws, accepted payment methods, and appointment requirements directly with your local Tennessee County clerk, or consult a legal professional if you've got some unique circumstances. But now that you've totally mastered the bureaucratic blueprint of getting married, it really begs the question, how will you and your partner tackle the ultimate test of merging your finances, taxes, and legal lives next? Thank you so much for letting me guide you through this explainer, and I wish you an absolutely beautiful wedding day.